Okay, we're going to the last matter. And I will say I'm intimately familiar with this case. And once again, counsel, good afternoon. It's been a long morning, but we're going to call next up the estate of Wilfred Richard James Bosserman versus William Errico. Let's go ahead and set forth our appearances for the record.
Michael Vane, Garrett Chase, John Holliday on behalf of the estate of William Bosserman.
This is Matthew Johnson on behalf of the defendant.
Your Honor, I apologize if I could interrupt for 1 second. I've been texting Mr. Johnson, and I'm going to ask a favor. I know there's 2, 4, 6 matters on right now.
Yes, sir.
I am the prosecutor for the Moapa Indian tribe, and I have to be out there in 30 minutes, and it's a 45-minute drive.
Okay.
So I spoke with Mr. Johnson, and I asked him if we could get some additional briefing on the 41E motion and have it moved to the 17th. We were going to move it earlier, but Mr. Johnson can't do that, to the 17th. And then if the court can just give us another date sometime, because we've got the trial date starting April 14th for the motions in limine, say the 24th, Matt, does that work for you? Because those are not fully briefed yet, and we were setting them all off till this date to get a briefing schedule.
All right.
What?
Mr. Johnson, sir.
Sure. I mean, I would rather move forward today. He does have Mr. Chase and Mr. Holliday here who could, I think, argue it. But Mr. Van, look, I understand he has to be somewhere else. I'm not going to be, insist that he has to miss his hearing out in Moapa. I could do this the 17th. I think the issue is whether or not we dismiss under Rule 41E. I think that's the issue. The other things I think can be pushed out another week. I am a little frustrated because we prepared and sat there. Now we spent $4,000 in time, and now we've got to do it again. But again, I object, but not strenuously object, because I understand Mr. Van's situation where he has to be another place, Your Honor.
Tomorrow we have Alvarez motion, summary judgment motions. That's the trial coming. Get to the afternoon, possibly. 17th, they're coming in.
Okay. Well, I guess there's 2 issues, and if there's the bottom line is this, and I do apologize. Well, you know how these calendars work out. I mean, it's to be candid with you, we were doing real well till we hit the last matter, and that was the one that had the fewest amount of briefing. And I thought that would be like a 10-minute issue, and that evolved into an hour and 10-minute issue. And we had much more complex matters earlier today, and it is what it is, Mr. Johnson. You know how that is. I just have no control, unfortunately. We can handle it 1 of 2 ways. If the frustration is this, I mean, if we can put you at the front of a calendar, or we can give you a time certain by yourself where you don't have to wait. And that would be the same thing. We have 2 options. We have tomorrow afternoon, right? We have if it's a concern about time, we can hear the 41E tomorrow afternoon. If we can't do that, then we can move it to the 17th.
What time tomorrow afternoon would?
1:30.
I think that will work. I'm actually going to be in my Salt Lake office tomorrow, but I could do it from there, I think.
I have a videotape deposition going.
Okay, so that's not going to work.
There are some other options.
There's other options. If there's a concern about getting it done, Mr. Johnson, I'm trying to accommodate you. I understand how important it is to you.
Next Wednesday.
My issue is the following week I'm in depositions all week up in Utah.
I get that. Here's another question for you, sir. In order to expedite a little bit, my court clerk is telling me next Wednesday is really good, right?
Afternoon, the entire
Entire afternoon is okay.
Deposition in Utah all day Wednesday.
I understand. Well, sir, all I can say is this. It's good to be busy as a litigator. So that's a good thing. There's no question.
Yes.
What else do you have? Any other dates?
So not this Friday, but the Friday after. We just had Friendside in the morning. Matters.
What date is that?
That's March 11th.
We're actually getting close to the date. I can give you one more date. If it doesn't work, maybe we just have to go to the 17th. How about Friday, March 11th at 1:15?
It was my understanding Mr. Johnson's out of town that whole week.
Holy
That's
cow.
me,
on that Friday, but I could. I mean, I could do. I'm supposed to be out of town, but I can do it while I'm out of town, I suppose, instead of take the documents with me. I'm hoping I do have another deposition that morning. That one starts at 9 a.m.
Oh, but they'll be here on the 17th.
Don't know how
You know
long.
what we should do? How about, does this make sense? Because you know what? I'm looking at this and I don't want to have a repeat. I don't mind saying this because, you know, you get placed on calendar based upon what was filed and so on and so on. But I think it would make sense for you to have potentially a special session to handle all pending issues. And we do have an afternoon of the 15th. Is that correct?
Right, Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm in a depot that day.
Your Honor, we also need to get the motion and eliminate date set because they're currently contingent to get set today.
I didn't hear that, sir. And for the record, please identify yourself.
All right, Michael Van, that was John Holliday. What we had set over to today's date, a date for motions in limine, and because those have not been finally briefed, and so we were going to try to get a date set for that as well. If you want to set everything out for the 17th or some afternoon after that, that would be great as well. Whatever's best for the court.
Okay, and I'm going to make it really easy. Mr. Johnson, what dates are you available? We'll start with you first,
Okay.
and then we'll see if Mr. Van has the same date available. Then I'll look at my calendar because I'll make myself available assuming I have the time.
I could do the 16th at 11 or after 1:30 or later. I could do the 17th, which is when I think we have currently a motion to limit use of records set that day, but we could do it later that day as well. 16th or 17th work.
If the afternoon of the 17th works, that would work for me for everything.
Okay.
That would work for me, Your Honor.
What do we have the afternoon on the 17th?
Actually, it is fortunate. Motion for summary judgment. Cheragino. Farewell.
Oh, Cheragino. Oh, my God. It just so happens we have a motion for summary judgment set for the afternoon of the 17th. How about this? We'll limit them to 1 hour. We'll start. How if you came in at 2:15, would that be good?
That'd be fine.
Yes, that works for me, Your Honor.
And so at least I can give you 2+ hours, and you don't have to wait and sit on the phone.
We can have all the supplemental briefing done by the 11th, which will give you plenty of time.
Okay. All right.
All right?
It seems like what we may want to do, Your Honor, is do that date for the motion for the dismissal issue on the 41E.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be the first matter up, sir.
Yeah,
We're going to move that. Yeah, we're going to, absolutely. And Mr. Johnson, what we're going to do before you leave, just so you have some, you can plan your schedule. Everything currently pending will go to that date. And that includes the motion to reconsider the 41E, opposition to the motion for reconsideration and counter motion to dismiss Angela Smalley. Then also plaintiff's motion to limit witnesses, etc. And plaintiff's motion to limit to determine burden of proof. And last but not least, the pending matter as it pertains to the motion to limit the state bar subpoena production. That'll all be that afternoon at 2:15.
And we'll have finalized all the briefing by the 11th, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Mr. Johnson, you got that, sir?
That's the motions in limine, right, Mr. Van?
Yes, everything.
Okay.
Everything.
That's the
And
only
Mr.
one.
Johnson,
Yeah.
do you want me to go over that again for you, sir?
No, I think I've got. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure I understand what additional briefings we're doing. My understanding is they've got oppositions to our motions in limine due, and I'm fine with that. What I would suggest is you could even move it out past that, so they don't have to spend the money if it does get dismissed.
Let's just get it all at one time. Get it all at one time.
All at one time.
All right. And then, is there any other additional briefing? Are we doing? Are we doing additional briefing on 41E, or are we? We've already argued it once, and then you said you didn't have to make the decision. We'd bump it out 2 weeks.
I just
And then
wanted
we
to
bump it
do
out again. So I
additional
just want to
briefing
make
on
sure
those,
we're going to do more
on those
briefing. on that.
administrative orders. That's all. Clarifying the timeline to help the court.
Okay, and then I guess I can respond to that, right, as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Your Honor, I feel like I'm a child at home. May I be excused from the table?
Everyone may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And everyone travel safe.
Thanks.